up, strangers? So I know I haven't been active on YouTube for a while now, but I am back now. That's all that matters. And so I don't know, I kind of just haven't really been filming. I've been super stressed with school, everything going on in life right now. It's just really hard. Like, I have no free time for anything during the week, and during the weekends I honestly just like to relax. I'm gonna do my makeup and just have a little therapy session with you guys, and I just want to talk about growing up, because honestly it's been hitting me recently that I'm growing up. I recently had my 17th birthday. I get super red, but I'm using this Too Faced SPF moisturizer, coconut water. But I don't know, like recently it's just been hitting me that I'm growing up, and it's really been heavy on my mind, so I kind of wanted to talk about it with you guys because I don't want you guys to feel alone. I know a lot of you guys grew up with me. I started YouTube when I was in 8th grade, so you guys have been with me all throughout my high school years and my 8th grade year, and I know a lot of you guys started watching me when you guys were also in 8th grade. Growing up is hard. Like, teenage years, it's just hard. Like, you go through so many changes in life that are so crazy, and I just like, I want you guys to know that you guys are not alone, because I remember I talked about this briefly in one of my Get Ready With Me's, and a lot of you guys were agreeing and were like, I'm so glad, like, I'm not alone, and I'm not the only one that feels this way. And I don't want you guys to feel like you guys are alone, you know. I want you guys to know that it's completely normal to feel this way, and it's completely normal to grow out of people and grow out of things that you thought or used to like, you know. It's just, let's just talk. Let's just have this be a safe space. So first, something that's been really heavy on my mind recently is growing out of people. I, over the years, grew out of a lot of different people. A lot of people, trust me. My skin looks super like glowy right now. Also, I'm on my period, so I broke out on my forehead, but we're gonna ignore that. Periods, breakouts, and breakouts in general, hormonal breakouts are normal, guys. Don't be hard on yourselves when you get them. I'm just gonna like put everything I'm using on the screen so you guys know, and so I don't have to keep telling you guys, because I don't want to like gatekeep anything. But this is not a makeup tutorial, it's a therapy session. So I had a group of friends from like 2nd grade. I think it was 2nd grade. 2nd grade all the way up to actually like not less than a year ago. Actually, it was really hard, you know. It was really hard accepting the fact that I grew out of these people, and you know, at the end of the day, they did their wrong, I did my wrong, but I don't blame them for our relationship not working at all. Like, I don't. It's just what happened, you know. You can't really blame people for growing apart, and we just grew apart, and they did things that hurt my feelings probably without even noticing it. But I want you guys to know that it's okay to leave toxic relationships. Like, it wasn't even a romantic relationship, it was a friendship. But even friendships can be toxic, and they could be as toxic as, you know, like, you know, not necessarily like relationships, like, you know, you get cheated on, toxic, like somebody won't let you hang out somewhere, toxic. But all, like, honestly, friendships can be just as toxic. And I was in a really toxic relationship, not like romantic relationship. So, you know, I was so fed up with being in toxic relationships, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. But like, I was so blind to the fact that, you know, like, my friendship was toxic too, and I, like, you know, swore up and down that I wasn't ever gonna let anybody question my worth. And you know, they honestly made me really insecure about the person that I am today. I must look crazy. I've been doing dip brows again, and I don't know if I'm gonna regret this later on. But basically, I'm gonna tell you the story about this friendship. I'm not here to bash anybody. I love them with all my heart. I think about them all the time. I'm super grateful they were in my life. It's just we were not meant to be friends anymore, and that's completely fine. But ever since I was little, like, I always felt left out. I always felt left out from this specific group. It was me and 4 other girls. I always felt like we were divided down the middle. Like it was me and my best friend, and then it was the other 2 girls. Like it always felt like that. And as we grew up, honestly, like it just became more like in my face. And I would say things, and you know, when you're proud of something and you want to tell somebody about it and you tell them and they don't give you the reaction you thought they were going to give you, or like they don't even care, you know, that really hurts. And that's how it was. I would say stuff and it's like they wouldn't care, and they were, you know, the only people that I would talk to and the people that I went to for everything. So obviously them not caring like hurt my feelings a lot, because who else was I supposed to talk to? I trusted them with everything. They knew everything. And you know, I always felt like we were growing apart, and we like always talked about growing apart and how we never wanted that to happen. But honestly, like you can do everything in your power, but it's just not, you know, sometimes it's not even worth fighting against growing apart. And I felt like they kind of didn't see eye to eye with me with that. Like they kind of, we just had different like views, I guess. We had different views on life and all of the above and everything that fit into that category. So it was just like, you know, I don't know, like you can have different views on things and still be friends, but it got to the point where like it kind of affected our friendship. And it hurt my feelings a lot. Like I would cry all the time because it felt like worse than a heartbreak. I've been with these girls since 2nd grade, you know, through all my heartbreaks and all my, you know, like boy problems. They've been there. I've never been the type of person to let go of people. I have really bad attachment issues. I trust people way too easily. I'm gonna admit that. Like I love so hard. I find friends and I literally get so attached to them so easily, so fast. So like letting go is something that really hurt me, and you know, I would cry about it all the time. It just was really upsetting. I'm gonna do my eyeliner really quick so I can keep talking about this. I don't know how to explain it, but like I always feel like I'm not good enough now. Like in the friendship department, I feel like I'm not doing enough for my friends. I feel like, you know, they made me really insecure about the type of friend that I am, which I'm a really good friend, but I just feel like I'm not a lot of the times. And I feel like I'm annoying because that's how they made me feel. They made me feel like I was annoying and like I was a burden, and like they literally made me feel like a bimbo, like a dumb girl who was gonna do nothing with her life, who was stupid, who wasn't important. Like that's what they made me feel like. Even if they didn't mean to make me feel like that, that's what they made me feel like. They would make me feel like, you know, they would get really good grades at school, and I mean, I never got super bad grades, but they weren't straight A's, they weren't all A pluses. You know, they would be upset if they got A minus, while I was over here okay if I got a B, because I knew it wasn't that serious, and I knew that as long as, you know, I'm trying my best and I'm getting the grades that I want, then it's fine. It doesn't have to be an A plus. If I had an A minus, it honestly, to me, it was the same thing as an A plus. Like, that's just not how I seen things. And I take school really seriously, and I go to school and I do my work. I don't miss out on any assignments. I don't slack out. So, you know, I personally know like where I fit in, but they made me feel like because my priorities were not the same as theirs, that I was dumb and that I was really stupid. And you know, I never felt like that before, because you know, I've never been the type of person who doesn't get good grades, who slacks off in school. But they honestly basically made me feel like that, whether it was like on purpose or not. But it just, you know, everything was just really upsetting for me. You know, every time I would have friendships and they wouldn't work out, I would run back to them. They were my backbone. They were who I talked about like everything with. And no matter how many friends I had, no matter, you know, like if I was, because you know, out of the 4 girls, it's one of them is my best friend. She's still my best friend. She's been my best friend since before we went to kindergarten, because we were neighbors and we ended up going to school together. But like since before that, we were friends. So we're still friends, because I feel like we're kind of still a lot similar. Like in the way we view things and the way we are. We're both into like fashion, we're both into like makeup and, you know, all that stuff, and they weren't like that. But I mean, that's okay. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. That's not the reason why we stopped being friends, obviously, but it was just like, you know, it was just weird because we didn't really have a lot of similarities when it came to that stuff. Like, it was just really toxic, and they were not making me feel good. So like, why am I gonna be friends with people who don't make me feel good? They never like backstabbed me or anything, but they were kind of fake sometimes, not gonna lie. Like, they would go hang out without me and my best friend, and so finally, like, I had enough of it. And honestly, like, it's okay. Like, nobody said you had to put up with that stuff. Growing up and, you know, getting like we had 2 different lifestyles, and you know, that's fine. Like, nobody said you have to stay and deal with that. You can leave. It's not that easy, but you can leave. And you know, I left and I was tired of it, and so I did. One random day, you know, it just like in my head, like, we weren't even having an argument or anything. Like, we weren't, like, they were not making me feel bad. It was just something that was really heavy on my chest. One day I was literally walking through Target and I was just thinking, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna end it all. Like, with no explanation, I left the group chat. I blocked them, or I removed them from all my social medias. I didn't block them. I just, you know, I just left group chats. I unfollowed them, and they could still easily contact me. I didn't block them or anything, but they didn't contact me. I didn't want them to contact me, but the fact that they didn't really, you know, showed me a lot. Like, you know, if your best friend just unfollows you, leaves the group chat, you're not gonna ask why. You're not gonna, you know, be like, oh, are you okay? Like, what's happening? Like, what's wrong? You're just gonna let them go and never speak to them again. And they never did. They never spoke to me again. I haven't spoke to them. I actually had a class with one of them when I went back to school, and she was really cool and really mature about the whole situation, but she really didn't ever ask. You know, we just kind of kept it like school related, like business related, kind of, you know, like it wasn't like anything personal. We wouldn't talk outside of school. We just like were in class together. But like, they still never asked. They still never cared to know why I did what I did. So that honestly showed me a lot, and it opened up my eyes a lot. Like, while they didn't even care that I left, they didn't even care to ask me if I was okay, you know. Like, I could have been going through like a depressive episode or something, and so they didn't ask. Oh my god, hold on. Okay, these eyelashes are super big. I didn't think they were gonna be this big. I haven't worn eyelashes this big in a really long time, but we're still gonna wear them. And these ones are in Underage from the Plastics Glamify Me collection. You can get them at Glamify Me. And it made me feel unimportant and unwanted, and then that kind of made me feel like, you know, like nobody cares. Like, nobody cares enough to keep me as their friend. No. But learning how to live with like the fact that it was okay that I wasn't friends with these people anymore was honestly really hard for me. It wasn't easy at all. Like, you know, like when you let somebody become part of your life and you just wake up every morning and you just wish you didn't, like, because nothing's the same. And because they became such like a big part of your life that once they're not there anymore, you just don't even know what to do. That's kind of what it felt like with this friendship. Because it meant so much to me, but it was just hurting me. It wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't like, I'm not the type of person that I'm like, oh, I'm only gonna be somewhere if it benefits me. No, I feel like I'm only gonna be somewhere if they make me happy, and you know, if I want to be, like, if being with them is emotionally draining and my body is literally rejecting them, then I'm not gonna be friends with them anymore. Because, you know, my body will literally reject people, and it was literally rejecting them. You know, sometimes I would hate them so much, and it was just, you know, it was bad. So I had left, and you know, my best friend was still friends with them because she still went to the school and everything, and you know, she didn't really have experience like I did, so she stayed friends with them. But she finally got like the courage to up and leave too, and they didn't ask her either. They didn't ask her if she was okay. They didn't ask her anything. For a while I hated them, I did, and you know, I kind of had to learn that, you know, that I wasn't gonna do anything. Because if you hate somebody who doesn't care, then I mean, what is that gonna do? It's only affecting you, because that hatred, you know, it's coming from you, so it's negatively impacting you, not them. I don't know why the lighting is so weird on my camera. Like, I honestly feel like I look so bad, but I look actually really good. Like, my makeup's looking really good. And this foundation match is literally perfect. Like, it looks like I have nothing on my face, which I love. It was normal for us to grow apart. It just happened. And yeah, so growing up, part of growing up is losing people you thought you were never gonna lose. And that's just part of it, you know, that's just joys of growing up. And also, like, junior year is supposed to be like your hardest year, you know, whatever. Honestly, I'm almost done with it. It was pretty, you know, stressful, especially since I literally moved schools my junior year, so it was like really hard for me. But you know, I recently started getting used to like the criteria of it over here, because it's completely different. Like, their 4-year plan for the students is different from my 4-year plan that was at my old school. So you know, I was obviously on my 4-year plan for the others for my old school, so getting on their 4-year plan was a little bit work. So I'm gonna use this NARS Orgasm blush, and I always said I wasn't gonna say what I was gonna use, but this is my first time using it on like a full face of makeup. I tried it on my skin, like with nothing on, but I've never tried it with makeup on. That's really pretty. The thing that I feel like is really heavy on my mind is growing up and the stress, like all the responsibility, because honestly, like, I've been saying for the longest time, oh, once I'm 18 I'm gonna move out, once I'm 18, like, I'm leaving, like, blah blah blah. But honestly, like, it is so hard. Like, it's something you say, but then like it literally, time creeps up on you so fast. I have so many hopes and dreams for myself right now, and not to say that I'm not gonna accomplish them, but life literally creeps up on you. Like, life creeps up on you, and I feel like I haven't even lived, guys. Like, I feel like I haven't even done a lot with my life. Like, I've never even been to a high school party, and I want to go to a high school party. I'm a responsible person. I'm really responsible. I also have anxiety, so even if I wanted to do something irresponsible, my anxiety would not let me do it. Also, don't know if my mom would even let me go to one. I haven't been to prom. I didn't go to this year's homecoming because I knew nobody. I got this Anastasia contour palette that I've been wanting for a long time. I finally got it, and honestly, guys, it's bomb. This eye brightener is to die for. Literally to die for. I used the yellow one. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I can, and nobody talks about, you know, everybody talks about how being an adult is so hard, but nobody talks about the transition to becoming an adult, like how hard that is. If you guys have any recommendations for like a really natural highlighter, like natural skin like glow, let me know. Not liquid though, I don't want a liquid one. I was gonna use my Ofra highlighter, but I think I'm gonna use my Becca what is it, champagne pop, yeah, because my the NARS kind of has like gold, like a gold highlighting finish, and I stop putting highlighter on, but today I kind of feel like doing like a glowy look, so glowy it is. Honestly, my journey to healing is still honestly happening, but the way you feel about yourself is reflects in how you treat other people. And honestly, that's just how it is. The people who are sitting there hating behind the screen, yeah, I'm talking to you haters in my comments. That's like a straight mirrored reflection of the way you feel about yourself. And I remember when I was going through a really hard time, I would treat everyone like caca. Like literally, I would treat everyone so bad, and it was terrible. I hated myself. I hated the person I was. I hated the way I acted towards people. I hated the way I cut people off like that. I hated the way I didn't even give nobody a chance. I hated the way I blocked the world off and was just in my own world, miserable. I hated myself for that. And growing up is honestly just taking all those people that make you feel like that out of your life, working on yourself, because once you work on yourself is when everything will fall into place. Once you start loving yourself, taking care of yourself, is when everything else, I promise you, will fall into place. Like that's literally the secret of life. Love yourself, treat yourself with respect, be happy for yourself, be proud of yourself. You are capable of everything and anything that you want. You are everything you want. You are everything you need. You are it. So once you start believing that, and you know, truly start believing it, and truly taking care of yourself, truly prioritizing yourself, and truly loving yourself, is when everything gets better. In my journey through everything, that's what I learned. And if I could teach you guys anything, and if I can give you guys any piece of advice, it would be that. Just remember that you have what it takes to be happy within yourself. And that's a big thing that I learned growing up. And like, this is a big like piece of advice that has helped me through everything, and through all the toxic relationships and friendships, and through all the stressful times and everything, is honestly like, as soon as you start focusing on yourself is when it all gets better. I hope that this made you guys feel less alone, and make sure you guys use the comments as, you know, a peaceful place to vent, to talk about any of your problems. If you guys want to DM me or Snapchat me, all my socials are in the description box or in the beginning of this video in the intro. So make sure you guys message me if you guys are going through anything. You know, I would like to say I'm pretty good at giving advice, not to toot my own horn, but yeah. So I love you guys so much, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.